Good day, crafty chums, it's Nikki here, and I have some exciting news, and that's that I'm on a design team for Genevieve Designs, and she makes these wonderful albums from digital. She makes wonderful albums from a digital kit that she sells on her Etsy shop, and what I should do is that I shall link you down in the description box below links to her Facebook, her YouTube channel and her Etsy store, where you can go and check out all the wonderful albums that she's made, and then you can check out all the digital downloads that she has on her Etsy store as well. What you're looking at here is a box, and this box that I've made from her templates for using her templates, sorry, I haven't got much room under the camera, her templates for Paper Dreams, and this is a printable mini album template, and it's by Genevieve Designs, obviously, I've just told you that, and as I say, you can download her templates, and from it you will make you'll make wonderful albums, obviously, so. And this is all the things that you need to use. So for the box that I used today, I used on page 10 of this album, which is, this design these templates, which is the Paper Dream templates, is page 10, which is the square envelope, and also I used a hinge from page 53, I think it was, page 52. Page 52, I used one of the hinges here, cut it out to make the hinge for the photograph, and I used the base for the hinges, so for the exploding box, square envelope template, page 10, I cut out 5 envelopes. 4 I used to make the box, and the 5th one with an inch border all round I used to make the top of the box. And I also used the larger mat as well to cut out paper to decorate the box with. So I used this larger mat here, which was the purple one. Okay, so the exploding box was square envelope template, page 10 in the book, and a So I cut out 5 envelopes, and I used the 1 envelope to make the lid with a 1-inch base all round, but all that will become explained more during the video that follows. I'll just show you the box, which is here, just, you know, a nice little box there. Should go around, decorated top, bottom and inside, and with a little brass fixing on there. And what's inside the box, this is an exploding box, it opens out, and you can decorate this how you want. You can put more photographs in there as well, but the bit that I made that was like this was this, the hinge holds up the photograph, which is framed very nicely in the box here, and on both sides it's a photograph of my granddaughter, and my daughter and my granddaughter, and these make great little presents, Christmas, for Valentine's, or just any other occasion when you want to put a nice little photograph in there. And what happens is when they take the lid off, the box just folds open, and that's why it's called an exploding box. Okay, so as I say before, I'll put the links for Genevieve's channel, her Facebook channel, her YouTube channel, and then a link to her Etsy shop for the Paper Dreams printables, which allow you to make all huge amounts of albums, and Jennifer has got loads and loads and loads of albums on her YouTube channel, which you can then follow and see what you like. So without further ado, let's go and make this box. Hope you like it, and hope you join me again on my next design team project, which will be in January. See you soon. Bye. So what you'll need to make the exploding box is the square envelope template from page 10, and you'll cut out 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4 of those templates. Score it, and then another envelope base there, but what you'll need this time is just this part, the base, and not the flap. And you cut that out and leave an inch border all around it, so leave an inch and score that, and I'll show you what to do with that in a minute. And you'll need some, of course, pattern paper, and this time I'm going to use this one here, which is Ultimate Crafts pattern paper called Ooh La La, Ooh La La, Ooh La La. And you'll need, of course, the mat for this, and the mat for this one, sorry, the mat for this one is on page 23, so we'll be using the bigger size mat. This is page 36, this is page 23, and we'll be using the mat for page 23 to cut out the right sizes there for the design paper. And you'll need 11 or 12, and I say 11 or 12 because it depends on whether you want to do the top of the box, the inside of the box, and the bottom of the box. You know, whether you want to do the top of the lid, inside the top of the lid, bottom of the box. And you'll also be needing 1, 2, 3, 4 3/4 inch pieces by whatever that measures, strips on there which will go to decorate the side of the box. And so what, roughly 4.5, but I'll do that as we go on and work through it. So that's what you need for there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use this template to cut out my pieces of design paper that I'm going to use. Of course, what I'm going to do is lay it down, cut around the outside, and then I'll be back with that, because you know, just cut around it. You know, that'll be a bit boring if you watch me do all that, wouldn't it? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut those out and I'll be back. Okay then, so I've got the papers for the sides, and what we're going to do now is I've scored these square envelopes, and it's so you score and fold the square envelopes, which is fab. Try and get them straight if you can. Does help at the end if you can have everything straight. That one's not going to be straight, I don't think. Like so. Say voila, voila. And what I'm going to do now is glue it to make the box. So I'm going to be gluing down the flaps together to form a bit of a box. So try and get that 90-degree angle in the corner. So you're trying to form that 90-degree angle, which forms, as you know, will form a box if you get it right. If not, it will be not quite a box. So that's what we're doing now, is we're just putting all these envelopes together, and we're going to be forming that box shape. 90 degrees if you can manage it. One of these is a little bit out, I think. And the last one goes here on the fourth side. Glue them together. You can tape it together if you want to. I don't have that much tape around, so I'm gluing it. I've got more glue than I have tape at the moment, so this is what I'm doing. So we're forming our box like so. Pressing it down. My bone folders in storage too. I'll have them soon. By January I should have my stuff out of storage. Just learnt that although I have insurance on my things in storage, as soon as I get them here they'll no longer be insured, because this is in this earthquake area. They've had so many claims they can't afford to insure your things anymore. So I've got my stuff when it comes out of storage, it won't be insured. So if this house we're renting, if anything happens, we're not insured, so we lose everything. So it's like, do you keep it in storage or do you bring it out to live with it? So yeah, questions that we'll be asking ourselves soon is, you know, can I live without it? Can I live without my crafting gear? Because none of it will be insured. Right, what we're going to do next is we're going to decorate the box first, because I want to have a bit of fun. So I'm going to decorate it by putting the design paper on inside and out of all these flaps here. I won't be doing the bottom just yet, so I'm just going to be doing these 4 flaps, just decorate those up. If you're following along, that's what you'll do next. So here we are then, I've matted inside and outside the box, like that. And what we're going to do now is we're going to work on the lid, or the top of the box. This is the mat that I showed you earlier on. This is the mat with 1 inch all around it. It's actually not the mat, it's the base of the square bit of the envelope, square envelope. It's the square envelope template with the flap cut off for the right size, because it will be the same size as the base here. This is the size that you want for the lid, which is what we've got with 1 inch. You can do more than 1 inch border if you want to, totally up to you. And what you're going to do next is you're going to cut in, following your lines, cut in, try and keep it as straight as you can, cut in up to the line. This is going to be the flaps, so you'll go into, on this one here, you're just going to just take a little strip out of it so that you can glue this flap down and it won't show when it's folded over. So on this little square here, just take a tiny slither out both sides. Like that, and then turn it round, and you're just going to cut up to the pencil marks like that. And again on the little square, this little one here, you're just going to cut out a slither on each side. Don't make it too big if you can help it. Then we're going to fold the flaps. And then we're going to glue these little 4 tabs down, these 4 square tabs. We're just going to glue them down to the side of the box like that. And that will form the lid of the box. So, okay, so we're going to glue the flaps down now. I'm just putting some glue on the 4 square tabs. I'm going to make it as square as I can get it, and I'm just going to use a peg just to hold it in place till the glue sets. Make it as square as you can because it will all fit on the box better then. Anybody who's seen me crafting before knows that I use my pegs to hold things together. Nice square straight corner. And then I'm just going to let that dry. Decorate it, I am just going to put some paper on the inside, the outside, and then I'll just do these 4 side panels there. And all you're going to do is just make it 1/4 inch thinner and shorter than whatever this measures there. I think they're 4.5. 4 3/4, so 1/4 inch off would be 4.5, so you make it 4.5 long and 3/4 inch wide. Okay, so I've put the papers on, top, bottom, sides, and just check it again to put it on. As you can see, it's a nice cute little box. Just pop it on like that. I have this paper here. I'm just going to mark corner to corner because I have this idea in my head for a pop-up for the box. And yes, let's see. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the, of course, the nought in the centre. You can't see this very well, I'm sure. But corner to corner, I'm going to put the nought on this diagonal here. And the photographs are 4x4, so I'd want 2 inches each side for the 4x4. But the cardstock is going to be, it's going to be 4x4, shall I make it 1/4? So 4.5 inches altogether, so that's 2 1/4 this side, 2 1/4 this side, and 2 1/4 this side. And if it's difficult for you to see, it's also difficult for me to see. Let's see if I can find this. And I did this on the wrong side because this is the side of the paper I was going to have up. Oh darn it, never mind. It was. But at least I can see it now. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to punch a little hole there and a little hole there. And then I'm going to score up the middle. So I want my smallest hole maker there. Just going to look to see. It's really difficult to see this. Where I've marked these, yeah. There and there. So I've got my 2 holes in it. And I'm just going to score along it now. to make a nice little slit. And then I'm going to make a hinge. And the hinge will get attached to the bottom of the base and stick up through the paper there. And then I shall attach a nice thin hinge, if I can make it a thin hinge. So I've made a sort of like a little slot there. As you can see, it will go in the bottom there. And I've got to make a hinge to go there. But as you know, in our little pattern books, we already have on another page hinges. Let's see, this one here. So we're going to get the hinge. So I've had to print the spine off page 52 because my printer won't accept the cardstock I'm using because it's too thick to go through my printer, so it's on paper. What I'm going to do is cut out the right size. I think this one will do. This gives me the opportunity to cut it and trim it before I put it onto the cardstock, and to make sure it fits without having to use the cardstock, you know, so I get to test it first. I'm just looking for my scissors which are right by the side of me, obviously. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut, because I actually think that how this will work out for me is let's have a look. I'm going to use this as a template. I might not have done that quite well enough, but we'll see, because I was thinking that it worked like this, but that might not be enough of a flap. We'll see how this works. As I say, this is the good thing about cutting it out this way, is that I get a couple of attempts at it if I need to. So first of all, we'll see for the length. And as you see, it's a good length for that. Comes through nicely. Such a shame I haven't got my scoreboard or anything at the moment. Doing it this way is a little bit imprecise, but doesn't really matter. So, yep, I think that will work. We'll sit there like that. So what I'm going to do is cut out the cardstock now, tracing around this as my template because it works. And then I'll be back to glue it down. So I've cut out my hinge, and I have scored it, folded it over. It would be nice to have it scored because it would just fit in here just a little bit better. But you know, it's not the end of the world. It's good to have the tight fit. Also, I may just have to take a squidgy off the end. So this is the good bit about not attaching it too soon. Let's see if that works. May just be a fraction too long. A little bit off the length. It's all just a matter of testing and adjusting now to get a really nice fit. That goes in nicely. I might just take a smidgen off this end too. Just get it fitting in nice and flatly. Of course, I'm going to have to pop it in that way, aren't I? Yep. Just going to take that in a little bit more. And I'm just going to ink up the insides of here. Pop it down again. This is the fiddly bit. This is, you know, this takes more time than anything else. It's just when you work things out and you have to do like little prototypes, or if you're doing the idea on the fly all in one go, it does take its time. So that's good. I am going to pull off the score tape that I've got here. Of course, you may want to make these flaps, as I say, just a little bit longer, because then that way it gives more support to the structure when it's actually down there in the bottom of the box. But so far so good. But hopefully the glue will take care of that as I glue it down. So this is what I'm going to do next, is glue it down to the base, let it dry. I'm going to make sure I get a good lot of glue on here, because it's got to support that card structure as it stands up inside the box. Is that my hair? Did you see my hair? Sorry if my hair got in the way. I felt my hair brush something then. So there we go. A nice. Yeah, I did pull it. I wondered if I pulled off the score tape there, but I could see I did. There it is. So that's good. And I'm just going to let that dry properly while I think about. I think I'm just going to make a simple card stretchy here, and it was 4 1/4. So I'll probably just make sure I've got enough height in the box. I'll measure this. I'm sure I measured it, that it would have enough height. Yeah. So I'm just going to do like a piece of card, and it's going to be 4 1/4 by 4 1/4, 4 1/4 wide by 4 1/4 tall. It's going to be in black. And I'll be back as soon as I've done that. Okay, of course, so I did that measurement wrong there. It wasn't 4 1/4 at all. It was for the length of this. I was talking about before, when I was on about measurements, is the photo is a 4 by 4, so I wanted to get the mat right for it. But of course, this is for just over 4 1/2. So I actually want this to be to sit to cover the hinge, so I've had to make it that much longer. I don't know why I did it so big. You probably want to do it a little bit smaller. But it's the height. You can't go too much with the height. Of course, the width, it doesn't matter. I can go there. So I think I did just over 4 1/2 by 4 1/2, so that I'll have a nice border all the way around. Just going to fold this in half. I'm going to try and get this as good a crease as I can. I did have a little block here earlier on, stamping block, but I can't find it now in all the chaos that is around me. You know how it is when you get crafting. So yeah, I'm just going to add this one on now. It covers up the hinge just nicely, and it's not going to be, it might not be too tall for the box. I might have to take just a fraction off it. but I don't think so. I think I might have just got away with that. As long as I'm very careful in how I glue that down, then I should be okay. I am going to use score tape around the edges just to make sure it's securely down and doesn't come apart. While the glue's drying. Make sure it sticks down to the hinge at the bottom and doesn't come up, because I'm going to be really tight on the spaces in there. So that's good. I'm just going to measure this now to give you the measurements of this one, which is, it's a smidge over 4.5, and this is, it came out at 4.5, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 eighths, 4 and 5 eighths, which is 9.25 in length. Just check. That's what I did, 9.25 in length. So there you go. Because I mismeasured the hinge, it's too long, but it's all stuck down now, so I can't make it smaller. So I just got to go with that. But as I say, I just got to be careful on the height to make sure I don't make it too tall. Otherwise the lid won't go on the box. Just take off the score tape. Just want to make sure that I absolutely cover the hinge on this. And it's as down as, cover the hinge and get it as low down as I can to make sure that I have enough clearance on my box. Otherwise I'll be trimming up. So there, that's going to be my little mount to put my picture on, which I can't show you the picture, but it will go in the box like this, and it'll make a nice little picture frame so that when the person gets their surprise little package. So I'm thinking, you know, that this will make a very nice little Valentine's Day gift. And you can either have a little card in there or something like that, or the photograph. As I say, I'm intending this one to be used for photographs. And when they open the box, of course, they'll see a lovely little photograph of their loved one or a child or something like that. So there. And I made that from the 4.5. See, look, I'm thinking of the... And I made this from the... page 10. And I made this from the square envelope template on page 10 of the book. And it is a, what's it box? Exploding box. It's an exploding box, and I've made it to take a photograph on either side of the box. You can either do a photograph or a message, or as I say, you can use the box to put in some little love token. Anything you like, really. It's up to you, your imagination. So I hope you liked today's make, this month's make from me, for Genevieve Designs on Facebook. And hope you join me again soon, because I really enjoyed going through that. It was a real, like, a test of so there we go. that's the box. So I did the bottom as well. Did the bottom as well as the top. So there you go. So I thought maybe I'd put a little bit of metalwork on this one. Something like that. Might be nice. So I'm just going to glue it down. Use my little bit of wet glue as well. Because you can really decorate these things how you want. Just got to find the centre of this. Which will probably be something like that. I think that's round about the centre. If it's slightly off, doesn't really matter, does it? And then pop this other little brass finding that I've got in there, and then I just have to be patient now and wait for it to dry.